Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. My name is René, I'm doing all sorts of trip reports, and in this week's video we are taking the Flixbus from Washington DC to New York. So, welcome to Washington DC, the capital of the United States. We were only in DC for a day trip as part of our New York vacation, but those few hours were very interesting. DC is a great place for sightseeing and so much tidier and nicer than New York. We came in on the Northeast Regional train, so if you're interested in that, check out the video in the info box. But for the way back to New York, we chose Flixbus. Why? Well, there are three reasons. Number one, as tourists we wanted to see the United States from a highway perspective. Number two, Flixbus is cheap. And number three, as Germans we wanted to see what Flixbus is like in the United States and see if there's any difference to our Flixbuses. So let's get into the trip. Flixbus is taking us from Washington DC to Midtown Manhattan. The total distance is 230 miles and will take approximately 4 hours. The Washington DC Flixbus hub is a parking lot 2 miles north of the White House or 3 miles east from the Union Station. There is in fact a real bus terminal in Washington DC at Union Station, but it seems like only Greyhound buses are allowed. But since Greyhound is owned by Flixbus, I don't get why Flixbus still uses this sketchy parking lot. But there might be a good reason that I don't see. Anyway, this is our ride of the day, a Van Hoel bus. Fun fact, this is our first Flixbus ride with a bus in Flixbus livery. In Europe we somehow always ended up on a spare bus. So, the driver checked our online tickets and we were good to board the Flixbus to New York.
Yes. 5 people, 2C, 2D,
Yes.
2A, 2B, 3A.
Sounds right.
Yeah, 5 people. Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay.
And here's where my mood dropped the first time. The seat wasn't very comfortable, there were no power outlets, no tables, very little leg room, and the Wi-Fi wasn't working at all. Oh dear, this will be some long 4 hours. Punctual at 5:30, our bus started to make its way to New York. And so for the first 20 minutes, we rolled through Washington. Despite the countless homeless people that were camping on the sidewalk, Washington seems pretty nice and is definitely worth a second or third visit. On the freeway, one becomes aware why the Americans love their pickups so much. Either the road is in so bad condition or our bus has no suspension. Every few seconds, everything is shaking on the bus. I was really surprised that the sun visor didn't fall off. So for now, let's talk a bit about the price. I booked this trip 2 months in advance and paid $25 per person and an additional $1.50 for each seat reservation. If you want to be spontaneous, you can get tickets for the same day from $40 to $90. So even if you end up paying the $90, you still save 50% compared to the Northeast Regional from Washington to New York. I would recommend you sign up for the Flixbus newsletter, because from time to time they will send you a 10 or maybe 20% coupon code. So let me compare this specific ride with my experiences in Europe. First of all, the bus. On this ride we had a Van Hole bus. This is a Belgian manufacturer, but if I'm assuming right, in a very low budget configuration. I mean, the legroom. There is more legroom on Ryanair flights, and the suspension didn't seem to work. On top of that, the driving skills of the driver wasn't very good. He always drove very close to the forward traffic, braked hard, accelerated hard, braked hard, accelerated hard, braked hard, accelerated, and you get where I'm going. This behavior, dear kids, is how a traffic jam can be started. In Europe, on the other hand, you will find more luxurious Flixbus. More legroom, table at your seat, working Wi-Fi and power outlets. There are even some very luxurious competitors on the European bus market. But to be completely fair, the competition in Europe is way harder for Flixbus. Not only are there other bus operators like Pinkbus, RegioJet and BlaBlaCar, no, the rail infrastructure in Europe is way more expanded and cheaper than in the US. So a low price can't be the only customer magnet. They have to provide a better travel experience. So it's absolutely common that you will see a high-end bus like Neoplan or MAN on a low budget route. But don't get me wrong, I love traveling by bus. And also this one could have been one of my favorite trips. Changed the bus, changed the driver, and it would have been a dream. Because being a first-time visitor to the US, a 4-hour trip on the highway was very interesting. I had my nose at the window all the time. The cars, the trucks, the semi-trucks, the pickups, the scenery. I was soaking up everything. This is what traveling is all about. And yeah, 4 hours into the journey with a little delay of 15 or 20 minutes, we entered the tunnel from New Jersey to Manhattan. Our journey ends near the Madison Square Garden, again on a parking lot. But this time I'm not really mad, because the New York City bus terminal is not one of the places you have to see in New York. Or smell. So if you are interested in traveling by bus, I would love to redirect you to one of my first videos on this channel, the Flixbus trip from France to London. Trust me, that's a very special one. And if you don't fall for my clickbait trial, that's okay too. I just hope this little video was somewhat helpful or interesting to you. Stay safe, stay healthy. I hope to see you guys in the next one.